Hi, I'm Eric Donnelly. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey and my start of my journey to walk with God and how I'm going about that, I guess. You know, I was always a hard worker. I always excelled at things that I was interested in, skateboarding, snowboarding, music and bands that I was in, or DJing, hip-hop DJing, or whatever it was that I was into at the time. I always did good, but I definitely felt like a sense of not being complete, or, you know, of shame, I guess would be one way to put it. Things knowing that I wasn't being the best person I could be. Been a chef by trade for a long time, close to, I guess, coming up on aging myself, but 20 years. Run a lot of really high-end kitchens and fast-paced kitchens and fast-paced lifestyles, and I think that's kind of like second nature in the restaurant industry, is to get caught up with that and involved in the multitude of choose your own adventure lifestyle that goes along with working late nights and a fast-paced thing. There's, you know, drugs, there's like hookup, sex, alcoholism, and for whatever reason, you know, you can wake up late in the morning and shake it all off, or, you know, whatever you can, pull it together and get back to work the next day. And it's a definite cycle of insanity, basically. And at some point, you either burn out or realize, like, this is way out of control. I started to feel in my life that I needed to go to church. We, as a family unit, needed to go to church, and I needed to develop a relationship with God. You know, we live in Ballard, and we have for a long time, and started to see the BC signs. And I think we may have gotten a flyer at one point, and so we make the decision, like, hey, we're gonna go to church. And Christy, my girlfriend, she was like, hey, let's go check out this Ballard church and see what the deal is. So, me not knowing what to expect, I remember like getting all dressed up, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put on like nice clothes, and like I honestly didn't know what I was getting into. For me, this was a big deal. I felt like, this is kind of funny, but I felt like I was gonna walk in the door and get struck by lightning, man, you know. And just that feeling of, you know, once we got in there, and I was like, I look around and it's like people like me, people in like hoodies, and, you know, it was just people that I could feel that I could really connect with. And meeting Paul at the door, and I looked down, he's like, I think he had some flip-flops on or something. And I was like, all right, cool. It kind of, as an icebreaker, that really, that was a great way to be introduced to going to church. Instantly meet somebody who gave us a tour, and we're with my son, and go, and they're like, hey, you want to put him in the kids' room? We go check it out, and we go check out Funland. We went and looked at the Funland play thing, and my son was like, yeah, he was all fired up about that. So he goes to his class, we go to service, and I felt like the message was so like aimed at me, like almost God was like, listen, you are here for a reason today. And man, that was pretty crazy. And so next week comes around, I'm like, you know what, we're gonna go to church again, let's check it out. And Chris is like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And so this goes on for a while, and you know, I finally made up a decision in my mind that that this was important. You know, we started praying, and we obviously needed help. Kind of felt like we were spiraling out of control a little bit there for a while. But I remember just like asking God to help us out, and yeah. So things started to really change at that point when we asked for help. Comes time, like, you know, Paul's like, hey, we're doing a water baptism, and you know, coming up, and I was like, wow, that's like a serious commitment. But I remember just feeling like, if I don't do this now, like, I'm gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna get through the next 90 days until there's another one, or however long the period of time was. But just really feeling the need to do that and get my, just open up to God and let Him have His way in my life. And that day it happened, and I remember it just, and it was emotional, and it was just, yeah, walking away from that day, and ever since that day, my life has felt so much more complete, I guess, and just whole, and I feel satisfied. And I know that when I need help with something, that I can ask God, and that He's there for us. He's there for all of us. So yeah, now we are opening a restaurant in Fremont. It's our life dream, and it's been my dream for a long time to do this. And I've had a lot of employees work for me for a long time, and I really enjoy being influential in their lives. Not only teaching them how to cook, how to carry themselves, being able to say that, whatever you did, I've done, and it's not what you need to be doing. And I really want to be a good role model to my son, my family, the people that work for me, the people in the restaurant community, and I think the person I am now is somebody that actually can do that.